Hello and welcome to all you Capricorns. This is your yearly horoscope for 2021, and oh boy, hopefully for most of you, because these are general horoscopes, this is going to be a way lighter year for you. It's time now for the fixed signs, and they are making some big changes now. And surely you did have your portion, didn't you? Last year, so 2020, 2019 even, with Saturn in your sign, with Mars retrograde, also in a cardinal sign, and you are a cardinal sign, with the nodes also in your sign. So such an emphasis on change for you. And the good news is that this year is different. It doesn't mean to say that, of course, nothing's going to happen for you, but it means that it's lighter, that key areas of your life are not triggered now. So the things that are happening, the biggest things that are happening, of course, I'm going to talk about the nodes shifting into Gemini and Sagittarius, but the biggest thing is absolutely the square between your ruler Saturn and Uranus. So that is going to be felt for most of us, but again, mostly for the fixed signs, and you're not a fixed sign, so it will go well. There is one exception though, and these are the people that are going to have Pluto bang on their sun sign or their ascendant sign or on their moon sign. These are the people who've got planets in Capricorn between 24 and 26 degrees of Capricorn. So that means that if you were born round and about the 14th, 15th, 16th of January, you will feel this the most. So every Capricorn will still feel that there is a transformation going on, that you cannot be authentic. It's like a necessity that you have to be the real you, which is not always easy, especially in relationships one-to-one. But these in particular, these people, therefore it's still quite an intense time of transformation, because it means that the old you is dying, so that a new you can emerge. And this is a way of surrender. This is the best attitude to take here, is surrendering to that new you and not holding on very rigidly and strongly to the change, because that only makes it more difficult. Easier said than done though. But still, again, for these people, there is quite a lot of change happening for them, not only in their profession, because that's also represented if you have your sun in Capricorn, but definitely also when it comes to, in general, that feeling of you can't put anything under the carpet anymore. That's Pluto, you know, you have to put light on your shadow. And that is quite interesting, because then what you have is real and authentic and the truth. And that's really, really good. I could talk hours and hours about Pluto transits. But anyway, then the planet Neptune is still in Pisces, in your third house. So communications go smoothly, go gently. That is why Neptune is there. It's in Pisces, it's sextiling your energy. So that means that you have an opportunity to have softer communication. With softer, that means more receptive, more understanding, more compassionate, more empathic. So that's what this is doing. The nodes are shifting, so not in your sign anymore. The south node is now in your 12th house, and the north node is in your 6th house. It's always where we grow the fastest if we focus on the north node. So your north node in Gemini in your 6th house, that is all about maybe a new job, maybe a new routine, maybe new day-to-day work that you're doing, maybe a new plan for your health, maybe improving your health. All these things are very favored, and you grow very fast if you're going to focus on that. So the letting go of, not too much relaxing, not too much in the unconscious, being consciously really in the tangible 3D world, acting for having fun, which is Gemini, in your day-to-day work as well. So a lot of you who, if you want to have like changes coming up in that area, it's certainly on. And especially when Mercury is also going retrograde in the month of June, and gonna touch even already in May, and it's gonna touch that north node there. There are opportunities, contracts and whatnot, opportunities for changes when it comes to your work. Now, the love life, last but not least, again, as I said, with the Pluto in your sign, love is you can't just fake it. You're going for the true love. You're going for the love that you deserve and you cannot demand. That's what you're learning. And you have Uranus in your 5th house, squaring up to Saturn in your 2nd, and also Jupiter in your 2nd house. What is that all about? Now, Uranus shows where we want to have changes. We want to have a change, a freeing up in that 5th house, which is fun, which is nice, because then you often hear when you are single, all of a sudden you are not single anymore, or you could meet someone who's very Uranian-like, very out of the ordinary, very freedom-loving, but also very sensual, because it's in Taurus after all. It can mean new hobbies, it can mean children as well, excitement going on with your children, or children getting really, really rebellious and doing their own thing, regardless of their age. And also new hobbies, new projects, even maybe some of you will want to start their own company. That is all good and well. That is there to explore. That is there to change for sure, because Uranus is stronger than Saturn. It's further away and it's slower. So it wants that. But Saturn, which is actually you, your ruler, is restricting that. Is not. It is a bit blocking this, so to speak, in your 2nd house. Could be literally money, but for a lot of you, it's self-worth. Maybe a new romance. Maybe you are not single, and there is someone there that is really triggering you. Uranus in the 5th house, but it's clashing with your values. I can't do that. So it can be, you know, this happens a lot in real life, right? Because in astrology, we're always saying if you're single, if you're not single, but it doesn't work that way, because people that I see are mostly people who are already in a relationship. And it's never that black and white. It's a lot of gray stuff going on. But anyway, what it means is that this clash can happen. And it's a bit like considering the new that you want, that your heart wants, because it's in the 5th house, but also considering your values, your boundaries, Saturn in the 2nd house, or even your money. You know, you could have, because of a child, that there's more spending. It could be something like that, that yes, you have to, your child is growing, but there is also this money that goes towards the child, and you have to keep the balance there a little bit. So when the square happens, it means it's and. You cannot just go for the new and neglect the old. You cannot just go for the old and neglect the new. You have to do both. And that is a bit frustrating. But as I said, these are not the key areas of your life. So I think you will deal well with that. I mean, if you survived last year and 2020, 2019. So this is a piece of cake for most of you Capricornians. But enjoy the fun that Uranus gives in the 5th house. Enjoy the self-expression, enjoy the new ways of expressing yourself. But be cautious, of course, with your own values, with your own integrity at the same time. That's a bit the message there. And Jupiter is also going to be in your 2nd house. So the Sagittarians last year, they also had Jupiter and Saturn in that same 2nd house. And in my experience, I find that by really being cautious, which is Saturn in the 2nd house, being smart, being economical, there was a possibility for growth in their financial position, but also in their self-worth. And I think something like that is going to happen for you as well, with the Jupiter and the Saturn there. In your 2nd house. So it's not all doom and gloom on the finances with Saturn in the 2nd house. It would be that if you only have Saturn there, but you're having Jupiter there as well. So there's a bit of an expansion possible as well. So a lot about consolidate what you already have. I think it's a bit more like that. So all in all, a gentle year, more gentle year for you. and I think you will do well. Having said that, thank you so much for watching, and see you next month. Yeah, in the monthly horoscopes. Bye-bye.